So I've been living with a JAYO J1 Filament Dryer for the last 30 days. And today I want to talk to you about what it's like to live with it every day, things I like about it, things that I don't like about it, and what I think you could really do with something like this. Let's get into it. Before we get too far into it, I do want to state this video is not sponsored by JAYO, but they did send this unit over to review. So this video is not a spec review, but if you do need the stats, here they are. Maximum drying temperature, 70 degrees Celsius. Single spool design for 1 kilogram rolls, which means you're not going to get 3 or 5 kilogram rolls into it. It's got a modular design, so you can stack them up nice, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. And you can stack them up height-wise too. And it's got a fantastic humidity display. I really enjoy that about this machine. However, it is operated on battery, so you will have to change that out from time to time. I don't know how long the battery lasts. It's lasted these 30 days, and I'm super happy about that. So now that we got the specs out of the way, let's talk about what really matters. Workflow and what it's like to live with this machine. So the stackable modular design, I really enjoy about this machine. The modular design of this is really awesome. I could put a whole bookshelf full of these dryer bays and only have one heater base. That's kind of nice. If I want to swap it out, it's really easy to use. So the slim down form factor of this machine is a genuinely clever idea. I actually wish I had gotten this dryer sooner because it really fits our workflow. Being able to stack them side to side and not take up any extra space just makes sense to me. Any of our other dryers, they don't do that. They take up extra space, and extra space means less filament stacked up on a shelf that's drying or is dried. The small footprint is genuinely awesome for our workflow. It saves so much space, and if I want to put multiple heater bases next to each other and have some sort of docking system, that would be awesome to do. Just set it down and then take it off, put it by a printer, or plug it up, put it on a shelf, and it sits there in proper humidity like the cereal bins that we see across the internet. It's like a dryer and the cereal bins combined with a small form factor. I really enjoy that. So let's talk about how quiet this machine is. I'm standing right here next to the machine with it running actively. My microphone is probably a foot away from the dryer and I can't hear it. My microphone can't hear it. It's nice to see that. I can have this or a series of these in the same room with me and it really wouldn't bother me. It's quiet. It's quieter than most of our printers. That's pretty awesome. Would I trust it to store filament without it on the base? Absolutely I would. I left it for about 2 days to see if the humidity would creep up in it because it's kind of humid here in Michigan right now, and it didn't creep up at all. I'm very impressed with that. And to really test that, I didn't put any desiccant in it because I wanted to see if just the dryer bay would hold the moisture out, and it did. I was super impressed with it. The biggest surprise for me though wasn't how well it dried filament. It was actually how quickly it disappeared into my workflow. And when I say disappear, I don't mean just disappear and never come back out again. No, disappear and be efficient into the workflow. I had this next to the Centauri Carbon when it was printing because I needed to put some spools in there that were just sitting out forever, and it ate them up and no problem. Printing while drying is possible right here in the front port. I really enjoyed that. It was right at the right height. I can't complain about that. So let's talk about one of the things that I wish this unit had. I wish this unit had a port on the back that you could pull the filament through. It doesn't, and that was kind of rough for me when I wanted to use it on the Centauri Carbon. If I use it on the Centauri Carbon, you could only print with this port in the back or from this top port in the lid. And that's kind of frustrating when you're trying to print with one of these single nozzle printers or single color printers or single material printers, however you want to put that. It is a little frustrating because I can't see the humidity sensor on the front of the machine because of the space towards the back of it. It just wasn't very fun to do. That's not a failure, that's just a bonus I think this unit could have, or maybe future units can have, because if it had that port on the back, it would make it much more modular to put around in the workflow. I really want to touch on the modular design on this as well, because it is stackable. There's a pro and there's a con to that. You can only stack it 3 high is what I would recommend, and I think that's what JAYO recommends too, because there's no locking mechanism up here, and that's the drawback. There's no locking to keep it from tipping over, but 3 high is plenty high for me. I honestly would like to see it on a shelf like a bunch of books. That'd be kind of neat to do some sort of docking system. Maybe I will, I don't know. It's just really neat, the sleek design, stacking next to each other, stacking up, and create a filament library. And that's really, really exciting if you had a bunch of these. But who do I think this machine is for? That's the ultimate question. I genuinely think this is for everyone. And when I say everyone, I do mean everyone. Unless you don't use 1 kilogram rolls, then you might be out of luck. But I use a ton of 1 kilogram rolls, and that's like the industry standard unless you need to extensively print. If you use 1 kilogram rolls, there's gonna be a place for this in your workflow, especially if you use a single nozzle printer, this will fit. And if you have a tool changer, this will also fit really well with that. For the Creator 5, this will be awesome to print right from the top of the dryer box. And for the SnapMaker U1, It'd be great to print from this back port straight into the tool head. You just have to manually feed it. You'll have to skip the auto feeders, which most people that print and dry, they'll do that. Except for us, I'm kind of lazy. I like that system. And you can see a video on that here. The one other caveat I do have for this machine is these bottom plugs. If I could change these, I would. I'd change them to magnetic just because I have a tendency to lose these. That might not be a pain point for everyone, but it definitely is for me in our workflow. My overall thoughts for this machine, it genuinely works. I enjoy having it in our workflow. Its sleek design saves me space, which means I can have more things in the space. I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing, but I do enjoy that fact. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. And if you want to stay up to date on our workflow, hit that subscribe. Until next time, be glorious.